I'm ready to read your story for today. Our story today is called The Squirrels Who Squabbled by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. Remember, these two people are the authors. What does an author do? That's right, they write stories. Get yourself comfy and we'll begin. Whilst you're getting yourself comfy, have a think. What do you think happens in this story? Let's have a see. So, the squirrels who squabbled. In the towering forest where the summer had been, the cool air bit fresh and the mosses grew green. And as autumn edged in and the sky raged red, the sleepiest creatures got ready for bed. While up in a tree swung a flighty young squirrel, who everyone knew as Spontaneous Cyril. Now most foresty folk had seen to their needs through the plentiful months of mushrooms and seeds. They'd built up their stores so they'd all be well fed through the frosting of winter that glittered ahead. But Cyril, he lived in the now and the here. He'd adventured and partied his way through the year. So his cupboard was empty, his hollow was bare. He hadn't a mouthful of food anywhere. Uh-oh. How do you think Cyril is feeling about not having any food anywhere? Have a look at him. What do you think he's feeling? I think we might be feeling a little bit worried. Let's have a see. But wait! What was that over there? Take a look! A single lone pine cone wedged in a nook. He squealed with delight, and for a very good reason. For inside were the very last nuts of the season. Oh my goodness. But Cyril wasn't alone. There were more hungry eyes. Yes, plan ahead Bruce had his sights on the prize. Though he'd gathered a mountain of bounty, hard-fought Bruce was convinced he was one pinecone short. I simply must have it, he wistfully cried, as he dreamt of the fresh juice pine nuts inside. Oh. Who do you think needs the pine nut more? The pine cone more? Is it Bruce? Or is it Cyril? Let's see who gets it. So as Cyril set off on his way to the ground, Bruce, he was also last pinecone bound. They sprinted and scurried with no time to gamble. They scratched at the bark in their scampered scramble. My goodness, it's a tongue twister. But their panic and haste shook the tips of the spruce. And the pine cone, it trembled, and then it came loose. Oh no. What's happened to the pine cone? That's right, it's fallen down. Oh no. Who do you think's going to get it? Both squirrels gave chase at a lightning pace. This was the start of a wild, nutty race. Uh-oh. It's mine, shouted Squirrel. No, mine, hollered Bruce. You don't stand a chance. Give up, it's no use. I'm hungry, cried Cyril. This cone is not yours. Stay back, shouted Bruce. This cone's for my stores. Uh-oh. It boinged over bushes and through the air. It binged on the nose of a slumbering bear. It bounced over boulders, then came to a... What do you think it's come to? Then came to a... I think the clue's in the picture. Let's have a little see whether we're right. Then came to a stop. Then teetered and wobbled and quivered and... Uh-oh. Blop. Both squirrels followed. Oh, the water was fast. Would they learn that they needed each other at last? But each was intent on how he could win. So they didn't quite notice a bird sweeping in. Uh-oh. What do you think the bird's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? Let's have a see. Cyril and Bruce, they watched in dismay as their cone disappeared up and away. Come back, Cyril shouted. There are nuts, exclaimed Bruce. But all hope was gone. It was simply no use. And meanwhile they drifted right up to the ledge. Greed, it was driving them. Why do you think it was driving them? You ready? Over the edge! Uh-oh. Cyril and Bruce, they had taken a fall. They were paying the price for wanting it all. They'd squandered their chances to team up and share. Would their nutty young hope simply end in despair? Uh-oh. It's not good, is it? Bruised and bedraggled, they swept past dry land. Cyril grabbed at a branch with a trembling hand. Catching Bruce with the other, he heaved and he huffed and dragged him to safety with panting and puffs. They stared at the sky, quite lost in deep thought, until Bruce looked at Cyril and... Until Bruce looked at Cyril and... They let out a snort. How silly we are, he proclaimed, all a jiggle. How greedy I've been, spluttered Bruce with a giggle. We shall change from today. May the squabbling cease. We should celebrate, seeing as we're both in one piece. What does cease mean? Let's see where it is. So may the squabbling cease. What do you think cease means? Cease means to stop. So they're going to stop squabbling. From that day forward, they made a great pair. They would gather together and found they could share. Yes, Cyril and Bruce, they knew in the end. Yes, Cyril and Bruce, they knew in the end the best thing to share is a laugh with your friend. Aww. The end. I hope you like that story, Ewan. I know I really enjoyed it. The Squirrels Who Squabbled. Maybe you could make up your own story about a squirrel, or even another animal that squabbled with another. I'll see you on Monday, year one, with a brand new story. Bye!